Intro. I truly believe in synchronicity. The title of this book is The Physics of Spirituality. Mind you, I did not come up with this title. My twin brother's John's business partner and dear friend Gurminder Singh Kalasa came up with this title. They have known each other for over 33 years. I've been fascinated by physics and the foundation of consciousness in the universe. For almost 50 years, I've been meditating. You could say my brother and I have a knack for it. If you've been reading my books, which you probably have, I've been writing about the practical experience behind all religions. They are all talking about the same thing. In the past few months, I wanted to talk about the Sikhs. They have an incredible background which the West has ignored. Gurminder's passion is studying the quantum field using the external lab and internal lab. We will get to that in this book. Intro 2. I have two dear friends, call them both Mike and George. I once worked for the USDA. They were my co-workers. Both of them studied physics. In fact, George has a bachelor's in it. We would have coffee breaks and they would discuss things. I could follow it. My understanding came from an inner level. Fast forward 9 years. I remember our sweet time having our coffee hours at work. The times you guys would talk physics that was beyond my comprehension. Here's a great video on the works of David Bohm. I would love to do a Zoom session with both of you. I'm writing a book on storytelling and thought this would be a perfect story to talk about. This is the response from George. The video Infinite Potential, The Life and Ideas of David Bohm is really long. Sorry, Richard, so it's taken me a while to go through it. I'm finding myself needing to go back and looking up terms and definitions. The video tells a great story, but doesn't get into the math at all. I need to see the math to understand it. Not saying Bohm is wrong, just saying that since no math formulation was brought up, it was hard to tell what his theory means. The video was more of a life story of Bohm than the details of his theories. Caveat, I haven't seen the whole video yet. By the way, I find it curious that he was a victim of McCarthyism, a master of conspiracy theories, kind of parallels today's current events. I'll not venture into politics. I like to add that during my time as a particle physicist student, I was also into astrophysics. When I entered graduate school, I had to choose between the two. In the 20 years since graduating school, I veered back into astrophysics as a hobby. I would love to discuss topics such as star system structures, life on other planets, etc. If you guys are interested. Hi guys, both of you are correct. This is a video of David Bohm and not his teachings. I find it quite fascinating. He wrote an advanced physics paper while in high school. His mentor in college, Berkeley, was J. Robert Oppenheimer, the father of the atomic bomb. He was asked by Oppenheimer to assist in making the bomb. Unfortunately, he couldn't get a security clearance. He had different political views, and this was during the Joseph McCartney era. Consequently, he was blacklisted. He was a great friend of Albert Einstein. Due to being blacklisted, he left the country. Here's a couple important details I like. David's wife read a book from Krishnamurti. She saw that both of them talked about the observer and the observer and the observed. One did it by studying the external, while the other studied the internal. She spoke to her husband about this. This led to a 25 plus years of dialoguing between each other. My first acquaintance with Krishnamurti's work was in 1959 when I read his book, The First and Last Freedom. What particularly aroused my interest was his deep insight into the question of the observer and the observed. The question had long been close to the center of my own work as a theoretical physicist who was primarily interested in the meaning of the quantum theory. In this theory, for the first time in the development of physics, the notion that these two cannot be separated has been put forth as necessary for the understanding of the fundamental law of matter in general. Because of this, as well as because the book contained many other deep insights, I felt that it was urgent for me to talk with Krishnamurti directly and personally as soon as possible. And when I first met him on one of his visits to London, I was struck by the great ease of communication with him, which was made possible by the intense energy with which he listened and by the freedom from self-protective reservations and barriers for which he responded for what I had to say. I have been meditating for almost 50 years. I believe the scientists and the mystics are both talking about the same thing. One has an external lab, while one has an internal lab. Granted, the mystic doesn't have bookish knowledge, yet the mystic has direct experience. The more I meditate, I'm concluding that that's what I'm experiencing is the quantum field. The quantum field is beyond time and space. It lies in the terminology. I find it fascinating that the Dalai Lama had David Bohm as his scientific mentor for over 25 years. The Dalai Lama said if science proves that some of the Buddhist theories need to change due to the latest scientific breakthrough, he would change and move with the times. My understanding of science is at a kindergarten level, yet I've been discovering the lab within for almost 50 years. I thought it'd be great if you are open to learning more about the internal lab within. By the way, it was great hearing from both of you. Well, this led to a discussion called the mystic and the scientist. Quite frankly, sometimes people were stuck in their boxes. What can I say? We have two different points of view. So this is where synchronicity comes in. John and Gurvinder called me out of the blue. They recalled me to be in their incredible conversation. From the conversation, Gurvinder, John, and I are writing the book. We will also have our discussions online, so you may watch them. I got both of my wishes granted. Gurvinder has been a Sikh all his life. He has studied physics for around 50 years. He thinks outside the box. He is constantly learning and growing. Gurvinder loves to meditate. What can I say? A surfer would say, I'm stoked. I'm beyond stoked. So come along as this incredible adventure. Mystics have talked about this for thousands of years. Listen to the wisdom from your heart. The ride is just beginning. Amazing story. Grandfather. My business partner, Guy, loves to listen to Krishnamurti. He would send me a lot of his YouTube videos. My daughter, Leilani, called me on Thanksgiving. Her cousin Ray was visiting her family. Ray is engaged to someone. They said her grandfather was a very famous guru around the world. Could you guess who it was? After several guesses, she said, Krishnamurti. What a small world it is. Like leaves blowing in the wind. This book may seem like leaves blowing in the wind. It has no rational meaning or direction. It's just random thinking. I love the following two paragraphs from Michael Singer. The surrender experiment is a challenge I gave to myself to try to allow life to unfold around me without struggling with it. We are all intelligent enough to realize that we are not in control of 99.9% of what goes on around us. Our hearts beat, our food digests, and our cells divide, all without any intervention of our own. Likewise, the planets stay in orbit, and the entire rest of the universe unfolds on its own. We are not controlling any of this, yet it has been unfolding in perfect harmony for billions of years. If the forces of creation can create and maintain the entire universe, every moment are not the moments unfolding in front of me parts of the same universal perfection? When I was in my early 20s, I took one look at this and realized that all the moments of creation are part of the same interrelated perfection. They have nothing to do with me. They belong to the forces that created them. All this is happening each moment as I see the results of 13.8 billion years of forces that interacted together to create exactly what is in front of me. That being the case, I decided to experiment with surrendering to that perfection instead of listening to what my preference-driven mind had to say about it. Specifically, when someone appears in front of me, I try to honor and respect the enormity of its origins rather than immediately judging whether I like it or not. This is the surrender experiment, and my new book is about without ending, happening as I align myself with life instead of struggling to align life to me. This book talks about the various unique people's ideas of the physics of spirituality. Each one is different and seems random, but there is a thread tying them all together. Hopefully, this book will help you to see it. If you do not see this thread, if you do see this thread, your life will change forever. Did you know the closer one gets to the truth, the more chaotic it seems? Take a look at your dreams and you will understand what I'm talking about. Pure, intellectual logic will never take you back home. Christ said, only the innocent child can enter the kingdom within. Quantum field theory. In theoretic physics, quantum field theory, QFT, is a theoretical framework that combines classic field theory, special relativity, and quantum mechanics, but not general relativity descriptions of gravity. QFT is used in particle physics to construct physical models of subatomic particles and in condensed matter physics to construct models of quasi-particles. QFT treats particles as excited states, also called quanta, of their underlying fields, which are more fundamental than the particles. Interactions between particles are described by interaction terms in the Lagrangian involving their corresponding fields. Each interaction can be described, represented by Finnegan's diagrams according to permutation theory in quantum mechanics. Quantum field theory extends quantum mechanics from single localized particles to fields that exist everywhere. These fields represent forces that permeates all of space and time. This goes beyond the seen and unseen worlds. These even include the heavenly realms. When I was young, I thought heaven existed in a heavenly realm with pearly gates. My present understanding of heaven is part of the quantum field. You are the universe. You just don't know it. In the quantum field, there's no trauma. In the quantum field, there's no anger, hatred, and any negative emotions. We are trying to solve our emotional issues using matter over matter. By using the quantum field to heal, we are using kindness, love, and compassion to heal and transform ourselves. We are using our own free will to tap into the quantum field and rewire our nervous systems and our body. Mystics have done this for thousands of years. Modern-day scientists are using the tools of the mystics and combining them with scientific instruments and protocols. These are exciting times for humanity. We are on the verge where it will be a common, everyday practice to rewire our brain towards quantum awareness. We are only moments away. Yes, it will take time, but the sun is arising. Man will soon realize the harmful effects of negative thinking and negative emotions. They will see the practical evidence of how it has put a man in a downward spiral in life. We have been fighting for thousands of years. Need I say more? Humanity is stuck on the merry-go-round of life. The mystics have declared there is a way around all this mess that we created. This is a divine video game. Once a person understands the rules and why the game was even created in the first place, this person will simply smile. We have free will. The message in this book is you saw the universe. You just don't know it. Think outside the box. The quantum field exists everywhere, and that includes inside of you. Hyperdimension. 1. Of or pertaining to a system having more dimensions than naturally observed in our universe. A game of tic-tac-toe in 4 dimensions is hyperdimension. Other words from hyperdimension. Hyperdimensionality. Gurminder taught me the concept of hyperdimensionality. We will be using these terms throughout the book. The mystics have been talking about the common denominator of dimensions for thousands of years.
The more you pay attention to something. I stumbled upon this mantra a few years ago. It came from the well within. The more you pay attention to something, the more attention it pays to you. I know this may sound crazy, but here goes. In the beginning, one meditates on God. After some point in time, God begins to meditate on you. The more you pay attention to something, the more attention it pays to you. It's like a radio station, KGOD. The radio station has been in existence for eternity. It has always been broadcasting. Yet we have forgotten to tune in to that station. Consequently, we live our lives without tuning within. When one discovers the station within one begins to tune in to each moment to that signal. That's the signal behind your breath. It's like a tuning fork. The more one tunes into this divine station, the body and mind tunes into this station. After some point, the divine station starts to pay attention to you. Christ and many other great masters demonstrated this to the world. This radio broadcast exists inside of you. The universe is singing a love song to each one of us. It is custom designed. The operating system, hardware, and software have been there since birth. The radio station has been broadcasting for eons. You just have to tune into it. The only way is to go within. You can't listen to this station with your external ears. You have internal senses that have been lying dormant for many years. Look at a newborn child and you will see what I'm talking about. Note, this is your true nature. You are a part of this divine broadcast signal. Talk to any quantum scientist today, and they will tell you the same thing. You are the universe, and you just don't know it. Roll your eyes all you want, but in essence, that is who you are. We are stuck on a video game of life where we have forgotten our true nature. Consequently, chaos is all around. You can solve this missing piece of the puzzle.
Inner senses. I always had the intuitive feeling when I was a young boy that just like we have 5 external senses, we have 5 internal senses. I just knew it, yet my internal senses were not developed yet. I've been meditating now for 50 years. My internal senses are a part of my life. I have a mantra I've been saying for some time now. The more attention you pay to something, the more attention it pays to you. The reason this stuff I'm talking about sounds like a fairy tale is because you haven't paid any attention to it. It's as simple as that. I'm going to briefly talk about the inner senses and the chakra systems. In my eyes, they hold the keys to life's mysteries. The light divine. Guru Nanak clearly referred to spiritual attainments in this life as being akin to the experience of death. Every day do I die, and every day do I come back to life. This meant that the Guru could attain a near-death-like experience without actually dying physically. The Adi Granth also mentions specifically the vision of the divine light in the same context as overcoming death. Pray to the Lord, to the true guide, that in him thou may meet the beloved friend. In this meeting the soul is happy, and death dies of its own disease. May I live in the divine name. May the name in me be indwelling. Without the Guru to teach us, we walk in darkness. Without the Word, we have no understanding. The word of the Guru is light. His words, light leads to the truth. There death has no existence. His light is joined with light. The Adi Granth makes frequent references to the human encounter with the divine light. God, being truth, is the one light of all. God shines out in his own splendor. Moreover, his brightness shined forth with the blaze of the splendor, dazzling like the sun. Guru Nanak added more on this issue in other writings. For Nanak, God is the light of all light. The light of God illuminates land and seas. God is the embodiment of light, the lamp of the sun and moon, and all their lights emanate from him. God is pure light, the ever-pure light. This all-wise being of light sits on the throne. Eternal God's light is infinite, and God himself is immaculate and all light. The Adi Granth also makes it clear that this divine light can be found within oneself. The eternal light indwells in the human mind, and the human mind is the emanation of that light. Further, the best light is the light of God in the heart. Ultimately, the Sikh aspirant wishes to be immersed in the divine light, as was Guru Nanak. As waves blend with water, so my light is blended with the Lord's light. Nanak goes on to say that in thy creatures is thy light indeed. In every heart there is the same light. In this ultimate union, our light blends with the light external, and Nanak encouraged followers to merge your light with the light eternal, as the Guru himself would put it. Within everybody is the Lord hidden. Within everybody is his life. Searching his body, his home, by the Master's instruction one finds the name revealed within it. Sound currents. All mystical traditions talk about listening to the inner sound currents. Yogi Bhajan on sound. Have you ever been in a situation where the facts added up? The agreement made sense. It all looked right. You were nodding your head, and yet you had a thought or a fleeting feeling telling you this was not the way to go. And you said yes anyway because the information as processed through the intellect was louder than your inner voice. And you kicked yourself later when your intuition proved to be correct. We all been there. To keep from going there again, we need to develop a stronger relationship with our inner voice so that when it speaks, we acknowledge it and follow its guidance. Usually we hear it, then memonize, dismiss, ignore, or talk ourselves out of it. The Sri Singh Sahib, Yogi Bhajan, said the greatest tool you have in your life is to listen. Why? If you listen, you will listen sensitively, and you will be shocked how fast you will become intuitive. Japi Sahib, the 48 stance morning prayer composed by Guru Nanak, includes 4 stanzas that describes the powerful effects of deep listening to the sound of the soul. These stanzas teach us to listen to the sound current of our own divinity. Yogis call this sunya. Guru Nanak says by listening deeply, even the blind find their way. Each person has inner guidance available to him and a choice to listen and live with its support. The inner voice is the voice from the soul. It is our guide and guardian. When we allow it, permit it to lead us, say yes to it, consciously agree to it, and trust it, life is joyful and with ease. Otherwise, we are handicapped and life becomes a hassle. How does this work? The frequency of our divinity, our soul, influences the quality of thought. With each breath, the mind has the opportunity to consolidate that frequency. When we practice mantra, its sound modulates the breath, so our mind has sufficient prana life force to carry our own divine frequency. When our thoughts and feelings resonate with the soul, conflicting thoughts and emotions are quieted, and we can sense the guidance of intuition that is always present. The Sur Singh Sahib, Yogi Bhajan, once spoke about the relationship between the neutral mind and intuition or inner guidance. He explained that the neutral mind has its own mantra, "Guide me to the Lord, my Lord." Right now, take a moment to slow your breath. Repeat these words for 3 minutes. When you are done, notice the quality of your thoughts and how you feel. Let this practice become a habit. The first Sikh guru, founder of the Sikh way of life, spoke 36 stanzas when he came out of his samadhi or submersion in the infinite. 4 of these stanzas he wrote about listening, or perhaps it could be called hearing truthfully, or as I prefer, tuning in. The word he uses is sunja. One thing about the grammar of these 3 stanzas, Guru Nanak is very vague about what is happening by whom. He is speaking in very general terms. This is a strong statement. He is basically saying that through the faculty of listening, one can become a realized being. It is a complete yogic practice in and of itself. He mentions heroes, that one is submerged in the oneness of the unending sound current, then how can one be afraid? We are part of the unending whole, that is the state of deathlessness. Here Guru Nanak is referring to the very structure of the universe. Deval refers to the Hindu scriptures called the Puranas that imagine the earth is held in the horns of a bull, perhaps similar to the Greek mythology of Atlas. By tuning in and hearing the sound current, one can understand the vibrational field that supports all matter. Guru Nanak is urging us to reach a quantum physics understanding within our own self, to go beyond superstition, mythology, and blind belief to the experience of reality within ourselves. Here, Guru Nanak is saying that by listening, one becomes aware of inner light, the other hells and heavens and underworlds. Basically, the concept is that we create hells and heavens for ourselves right here on earth. We don't have to wait till death, although there are other realms and heavens to dwell in, according to the karma created. To become subtle through listening is to become aware of the existence of these parallel universes that exist all the time. Through listening, one can transcend everything and merge in the light, the source of all that pervades all the realms. Again, we see the concept of being beyond time or deathlessness, where one is tuned into that sound current, one is beyond time and space. Therefore, death cannot touch that part of you that is merged in it. It is interesting that the actual title in Tibetan of the famous Buddhist scripture we know of as the Tibetan Book of the Dead is actually the words Bardo Thoda, which literally means liberation by hearing in the intermediate state. Nanak speaks to his own mind, saying, Nanak, wake up, listen. A lover of God, a devotee is always blooming. A devotee always has energy and is always renewed. When one has touched on the underlying energy of the universe and vibrates in the same frequency, how can one then be depressed, closed down, bored, or frightened? He is saying that someone who is in love with that doesn't bloom and is done with like a flower, but yet stays in the constant state of being renewed, regenerated, and reborn. It is interesting to combine pain with sin. What is a sin? When we do something that is against our own higher consciousness, by doing that we cause ourselves pain. By tuning in, we no longer identify with these thoughts that cause pain. Yogi Bhajan has said that our crown chakra releases 1,000 thoughts per wink of an eye. It is the thought we latch onto that we become desires, which then must be fulfilled. We become restless and unhappy from these thoughts. If you see a man with a gold watch, you may think, I want that watch. Your mind may latch onto that thought. If your brain chemistry is of a certain pattern, you may decide that you must have that watch. You may begin to plot how to get his watch, beat him up and take it from him, or sneak into his house at night when he is sleeping and steal it. It can become an obsession. The thought took hold, became a desire, and you may have entered into a hellish state to obtain that desired object. If you are in a neutral state of the meditation mind, then the thought would never have become a desire. Therefore, no act, no sin, and no pain.
Conquer your mind and conquer the world. We are born of woman. We are conceived in the womb of woman. We are engaged and married to woman. We make friendships with woman, and the lineage continues because of woman. When one woman dies, we take another one. We are bound with the world through woman. Why should we talk ill of her who gives birth to kings? The woman is born from woman. There is none without her. Only the one true Lord is without woman. The highest religion is to rise to universal brotherhood, to consider all creatures your equal. As fragrance abides in the flower, as reflection is within the mirror, so does your Lord abide within you. Why search for him without? With your hands, carve out your own destiny. Be kind to all beings. This is more mysterious than bathing at the 68 sacred shrines, pilgrims, and donating money. Truth is the highest virtue, but higher still is truthful living. Only fools argue whether to eat meat or not. They don't understand truth, nor they meditate on it. Who can define what is meat and what is plant? Who knows where the sin lies, being a vegetarian or a non-vegetarian? There is but one God. His name is truth. He is the Creator. He fears none. He is without hate. He never dies. He is beyond the cycles of birth and death. He is self-illuminated. He is realized by the kindness of the true Guru. He was true in the beginning. He was true when the ages commenced, and has been true. He is also true now. Do not wish evil for others. Do not speak ill of others. Do not obstruct anyone's activities. The world is a drama. staged in a dream. Those who love are those that have found God. Like the juggler, deceiving by his tricks, one is deluded by egotism, falsehood, and illusion. God is one, but He has innumerable forms. He is the creator of all, and He Himself takes the human form. From woman, man is born. Without woman, man is conceived. To woman, he is engaged and married. Man becomes his friends through woman. The future generations come. When this woman dies, he seeks another woman. To woman he is bound. So why call her bad? From her kings are born. From woman, woman is born. Without woman, there be no one at all. Burn worldly love. Rub the ashes and make ink of it. Make the heart the pen, the intellect the writer. Write that which has no end or limit. Speak only that which will bring you honor. False is the body, false are the clothes, false is beauty. Even kings and emperors with heaps of wealth and vast dominion cannot compare with an ant filled with the love of God. The true one was there from time immemorial. He is there today, and ever there you will find. He never died, nor will he ever die. Look within, you will see him there, enshrined. Build the raft of meditation and self-discipline to carry you across the river. There will be no ocean, and no rising tides to stop you. This is how comfortable your path should be. Blessed, blessed is that body, horse which meditates on the Lord God. I am in constant bliss, day and night. Egotism has been dispelled from within me. Let God's grace be the mosque, and devotion the prayer mat. Let the Quran be the good conduct. Let modesty be compassion. Good manners fasting. You should be a Muslim, the like of this. Let good deeds be your Kaaba, and truth be your mentor. Your Kalma be your creed and prayer. God would then vindicate your honor. See the brotherhood of all mankind as the highest order of yogis. Conquer your own mind and conquer the world. Die before the one whom you love. To live after he dies is to live a worthless life in this world. They who have no eyes in their face are not called blind. They alone are blind. O Nanak, who stays away from their Lord. 24 hours a day,
One looks for contentment in 8 different directions, but one must also explore the 9th place, which is their own body, and contemplate within. Within the body are the 9 treasures of the name of the Lord. Seek the depths of these virtues. Those blessed with the karma of good action praise the Lord and become true devotees. Mortals are known by their actions. This is the way it has to be. They should show goodness and not be deformed by their actions. This is how they are called beautiful. Whatever they desire, they shall receive. O Nanak, they become the very image of God. He himself creates. O Nanak, he establishes the various creatures. How can anyone be called bad? There is one Lord and Master of all. He watches over all and assigns all to their tasks. Some have less and some have more. No one is allowed to leave empty. O Nanak, the worldly achievements and glory is worthy of being burnt in the fire if it causes one to forget God. Usually these worldly things has caused mortals to forget the name of the Lord. Not even one of them will go along with you in the end. Those who quarrel with others instead of quarreling with their own hearts waste their lives. They are not said to be husband and wife who merely sit together. Rather, they alone are called husband and wife who have one soul and 2 bodies. Deep within the self is the light of God. It radiates throughout the expansion of His creation. Through the Guru's teachings, the darkness of spiritual ignorance is dispelled. The heart's lotus flower blooms forth, and eternal peace is obtained as one light merges into the supreme light.
Guru Ram Das quotes, "That grew mirth, unto whom the Lord becomes merciful, chants the Lord's name and wins the game of life." The Beloved himself is the musician and the musical instrument. Servant Nanak vibrates his vibration. The fool does not know the one God who gives. Instead, he clings to the gifts. Some have cruelty in their hearts. They constantly act in cruelty as they plant, so are the fruits which they eat. Even if the poisonous snake is fed large amounts of milk, it will still yield only poison. Don't worry, let the Creator take care of it. The Lord gives to all creatures in the water and on the land. My God bestows His blessings without being asked, even to worms in soils and stones. Look upon all with equality and recognize the Supreme Soul, the Lord, pervading among all. My mind yearn so deeply for the vision of Hari, the way a thirsty man yearns for a drink of cool water. Other than the Lord, no one can kill you or save you. So why do you worry, O my mind? I am overflowing with sins and demerits. I have no merits or virtue at all. I abandoned the ambrosia nectar, and I drank poison instead. I am attached to Maya and deluded by doubt. I have fallen in love with my children and spouse. I have heard that the most exalted path of all is the Sangat, the Guru's congregation. Joining it, the fear of death is taken away. Kirat, the poet, offers this one prayer: O Guru Ramdas, save me. Take me into your sanctuary.
He who lowers his mind to the dust of all man's feet sees the name of God enshrined in every heart. Don't create enmity with anyone, as God is within everyone. By the grace of God, I am cured of the disease of egotism, and death no longer terrifies me. The Lord of man and beast is working in all. His presence is scattered everywhere. There's none else to be seen. Thou, O Lord, art my Father, and thou my mother. Thou art the giver of peace to my soul and very life. He alone is a man who keeps his word. Not that he has one thing in the heart and another on the tongue. If you are strong, torture not the weak, and thus lay not the axe to thy empire. He who trusts, however, in an oath on God, his protection also in need, he shows the path. Shed not recklessly the blood of another with thy sword, lest the sword on high falls upon thy neck. When there is incest, adultery, atheism, hatred of religion, no more dharma, and sin everywhere, the impossible iron age has come. In what way the world will be saved? For the helpless, the Lord himself will manifest as the supreme Purusha. He will be called the Kalki incarnation and will be glorious like a lion coming down from heaven. Haryan Kaski, O Rasbazi Kunad, Rahim Elwah, O Rimaski Kunad. Those who follow the path of truth in their thought and action, he showers mercies upon them. They are gained, they are granted his compassion.
Man breaks flowers with one hand and offers them with the other. But the flowers perfume both hands alike. The axe cuts the sandal tree, yet the sandal perfumes the axe. The eyes of understanding are very good, but the cataract of pride so blinds them that they cannot see God's path.
Give up your head, but forsake not those whom you have undertaken to protect. Sacrifice your life, but relinquish not your faith. True realization of the actual nature of this material world is perishable, transitory, and illusory aspects best dawn on a person in suffering. For whom praise and dispraise are the same, and whom greed and attachment have no effect, consider him enlightened whom pain and pleasure do not entrap. Consider such a person saved. One who vanishes his ego and beholds the Lord as the sole doer of all things, that person has attained Jivan Mukti, is liberated while living. Know this is the real truth, says Nanak. Saints renounce the ego and always flee from lust, wrath, and evil company. One should consider pain and pleasure, honor and dishonor the same. One should renounce both praise and blame, and even the search for salvation. This is a very difficult path, and rare is a Guru Mukta, pious person who knows how to tread it. Mother, I've been blessed with the wealth of God's name. My mind is free from wandering and established in peace. Avarice and worldly love dare not touch me, and pure divine knowledge fills me. Greed and desire cannot affect me. I am totally immersed in Lord's devotion. If the hands, feet, or body are covered with dust, they are cleansed by washing them with water. If clothes are made unclean by use of soap, they are washed of impurity. If the buddhi, intellect, is defined by sin, love of the name will purify it. Why go to search for us to find him? He who dwells in all hearts, but remains ever pure, pervades thy heart also. Just as fragrance fills the rose, and reflection the mirror, the Lord pervades all without a break. Search him inside of thee. The girl hath revealed this knowledge, that Om pervades inside and outside. Saint Nanak, without knowing thyself, the scum of doubt will not be removed. The greatest comforts and lasting peace are obtained when one eradicates selfishness from within. Kata, the creator, and Kari, the benefit, are the name of the same God. Rasa, the provider, and Rahi, the merciful, are also the names given to him. Let no man in his error wrangle over differences in names. Worship the one God, who is the Lord of all. Know that his form is one, and he is the one light diffused in all. Those who call me God will fall into the deep pit of hell. Regard me as one of his slaves, and have no doubt whatever about it. I am a servant of the Supreme Being, have come to behold the wonderful drama of life. I come into this world charged with the duty to uphold the right in every place, to destroy sin and evil. The only reason I took birth was to see that righteousness may flourish, that good may live, and tyrants be torn out by their roots. It is nearly impossible to be here now when you think there is something else to be. I tell the truth. Listen, everyone. Only those who have love will realize the Lord. The Lord himself reveals the path. He himself is the doer of deeds. Whoever assumes the religious garb, please, not even God, even a bit. O ye men, understand this clearly in your minds, that God is attained not through showmanship. They who practice deceit attain not deliverance in the hereafter. They do so only to accomplish the affairs of the world, and even the kings worship them for their appearance. But through showmanship, God is not. However, one searches. He who subdues his mind alone to recognize the transcendent God. For this purpose was I born. Let all virtuous people understand. I was born to advance righteousness, to immolate the good, and to destroy all evildoers, roots and branch. Blessed, blessed is the Sikh of the Guru, who goes and falls at the feet of the true Guru. Blessed, blessed is the Sikh of the Guru, who with his mouth utters the name of the Lord. Egotism is such a terrible disease. He dies to be reincarnated. He continues coming and going. Without the name, there is no peace. Those who worship and adore the Lord through the Guru's word forget all their pain and suffering. Fruitful is the entire life of those who feel hunger for the name of the Lord in their minds. Day and night meditate forever on the Lord. The ignorant person is totally blind. He does not appreciate the value of the jewel. I am a sacrifice to the Guru, who has totally cured me of the fatal disease of egotism. Glorious and great are the virtues of the Guru, who has eradicated evil and instructed me in virtue. In egotism, one is assailed by fear. He passes his life totally troubled by fear. I fall at the feet of those who meditate on the truest of the true. In the city of death, there is pitch darkness and huge clouds of dust. Neither sister nor brother is there. The body is frail. Old age is overtaking it. Egotism is such a terrible disease. In the love of duality, they do their deeds. Meaning the true Guru, hunger departs. Hunger does not depart by wearing the robes of a beggar. Blessed, blessed is the true Guru, who is given the supreme gift of the name of the Lord. Blessed, blessed is the knower of the Lord, my true Guru. He has taught me to look upon friend and foe alike. Blessed, blessed is their Guru, whose mouth tastes the ambrosial fruit of the Lord.
The Guru Grand Sahib is the central religious scriptures of Sikhism, regarded by Sikhs as the final, sovereign, and eternal living God, following the lineage of the 10 human gurus of the religion. The Adi Granth, its first rendition, was compiled by the 5th Guru, Guru Arjan. Guru Gobind Singh, the 10th Sikh Guru, did not add any of his hymns. However, he added all 115 hymns of Guru Tegh Bahadur, the 9th Sikh Guru, to the Adi Granth, and affirmed the text as his successor. This second rendition became known as the Guru Grand Sahib, and is sometimes also referred to as Adi Granth. The text consists of 1,400 pages and 5,894 line compositions, which are poetically rendered and set to a rhythmic, ancient root northern classical form of music. The bulk of the scripture is divided into 60 ragas, with each Granth raga subdivided according to length and author. The hymns in the scripture are arranged primarily by the ragas in which they are read. The Guru Granth Sahib is written in the Guru Mukti script in various languages, including Lanhada, Western Punjab, Braj Bhaja, Kavari, Sanskrit, Sindhi, and Persian. Copy in these languages often have the generic title of Sant Bresha. Guru Granth Sahib was considered predominantly by six Sikh gurus: Guru Nanak, Guru Angad, Guru Amdas, Guru Ramdas, Guru Arjan, and Guru Tegh Bahadur. It also contains the poetic teachings of 13 Hindu Bhakti movement Sant poets and 2 Sufi Muslim poets. The version in the Guru Granth Sahib is a society based on divine justice without oppression of any kind. While the Granth acknowledges and respects the scriptures of Hinduism and Islam, it does not imply a moral reconciliation with either of these religions. It is installed in a Sikh Gurdwara temple. A Sikh typically bows or prostrates before it on entering such a temple. The Granth is revered as eternal Gurbani and the spiritual authority in Sikhism. Part 2. Guru Nanak composed hymns which were sung by his followers in raga set to music. His successor, Guru Angad, opened centers and distributed these hymns. The community would sing the hymns, and his agents collected donations. This tradition was continued by the 3rd and 4th Gurus as well. The 5th Guru, Guru Arjan, discovered the Pitta Chand, his eldest brother and a competing claimant to the Sikh Guruship, had a copy of an earlier Pota palm leaf manuscript of hymns and was distributing hymns of the earlier Gurus along with his own
hymns. Guru Arjan considered these as spurious and became concerned about establishing an authentic anthology of approved hymns. Guru Arjan began compiling an official approved version of the sacred scriptures for the Sikh community. He sent his associates across the Indian subcontinent to collect the circulating hymns of Sikh gurus and convinced Mohan, the son of Guru Arjandas, to give him the collection of the religious writings of the first three gurus. As his associate returned with the collection, Guru Arjan selected and edited the hymns for inclusion in the Adi Granth with Bhai Gurdas as his scribe. This effort yielded several drafts and manuscripts, some of which have survived into the modern era. The oldest surviving manuscript of the Adi Granth is the Guru Nanak Dev University Manuscript 1245 and has been dated to 1599. Other early editions of Adi Granth with some variations included the Bivya Boha. Another early manuscript is called the Guru Harshai Potai, preserved by Sothis, and is believed to be the one that existed before Guru Arjan's compilation and the one he gave to his eldest brother, Pitai Chand. It was initially installed in Amritsar. Then it was moved in the 18th century and preserved in Guru Harshas till 1969, when the state governor requested it displayed for the 500-year celebration. It was moved for the first time in over 200 years and bravely displayed in Patila for the event. Therefore, the Sothis consented to transfers. In 1970, however, during another such transfer, this early version of the Adi Granth manuscript was stolen. However, photos of some pages have survived. This manuscript is claimed by the Sothis to be the oldest or one written in part by Guru Nanak. However, this claim is first observed only much later in texts attributed to the 17th century Harji, the grandson of Pitai Chand. Based on the evidence and the surviving photos, it is unlikely that Guru Nanak wrote or maintained a poti. The features in its Guru Mukti script and the language suggest that the hymns are significantly older and that the pre-canonical hymns were being written down in early Sikhism and preserved by the Sikh gurus prior to the editing by Guru Arjan. The existence of Guru Harshai manuscript attests to the early tradition of Sikh scriptures, its existence in various forms, and a competition of ideas on its contents, including the Ma Mantar. Many minor variations and 3 significant Adi Granth recensions are known, and these provide insights into how the Sikh scripture was compiled, edited, and revised over time. There is a 4th significant version called the Lahori Bir, but it primarily differs in how the hymns are arranged in the final pages of the Adi Granth. In 1604, the first edition of the Sikh scripture Adi Granth was completed and officially approved by Guru Arjan. It was installed at the Golden Temple with Badhu Bada as the first Granth or reader. No hymns were added by Guru Haribai, Guru Haridas, and Guru Hari Krishnan. In the Sikh tradition, Guru Hariban is credited for adding the raga tunes for 9 out of the 22 vars. The hymns of Guru Tek Bahadur, after his beheading in Delhi, were added to the scriptures by his son and successor Guru Gobind Singh. In 1704, Damda Sahib
during a 1-year respite from the heavy fighting with the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb. Guru Gobind Singh and Maha Singh added the religious compositions of Guru Tek Bahadur to the Adith Granth to create the final edition called the Guru Granth Sahib. Prior to Guru Gobind Singh, 3 versions of the Adi Granth Poti with minor variations were in circulation at Sikh shrines across the Indian subcontinent. In addition, several unauthorized versions were in circulation, issued by sects founded by one of the sons or relatives of early Sikh gurus, such as Priti Chand, Guru Arjan's elder brother. Guru Gobind Singh issued the definite final edition that included the hymns of his father and closed the canon. This manuscript is called the Damda Bear, and a 1707 rare copy of the manuscript is now presented at the Tokshana in Nanded, Maharashtra. The composition of Guru Gobind Singh was not included in Guru Granth Sahib and set into Davan Padashar Ka Granth, which is more popularly known as the Daman Granth. The combination and release of this definite edition of the later was completed by Ba Mani Singh. Part 3. In 1708, Guru Gobind Singh conferred the title of Guru of the Sikhs upon the Adi Granth. The event was recorded in a Bhati Vada, a bard scroll by an eyewitness, Narhib Singh, who was a bard at the ruler's court associated with gurus. Sikhs since then have accepted Guru Granth Sahib, the sacred scripture, as their eternal living guru, as an embodiment of the 10 Sikh gurus, the highest religious and spiritual guide for Sikhs. It plays a central role in guiding the Sikhs' way of life. And a Granth reciting from Guru Granth Sahib, no one can change or alter any of the writings of the Sikh gurus written in the Guru Granth Sahib. This includes sentences, words, structures, grammars, and meaning. The tradition was sent by Guru Hari Rai. He sent his eldest son, Ram Rai, and a missionary to the Mongol Emperor Aurangzeb in Delhi. Aurangzeb, a devout Muslim ruler, objected to a verse in the Sikh scripture that stated, "The clay from a Muslim's grave is kneaded into a potter's lump," considered an insult to Islam. Ram Rai tried to please the emperor by explaining that the text was miscopied and modified it, substituting Muslim with Beman, faithless evil, which Aurangzeb approved. The willingness to change a word led Guru Haridas to bar his son from his presence and name his younger son as his successor. Make modesty your circumcision and good conduct your fast. In this way you shall be a true Muslim. Let good conduct be your Kaaba, truth your spiritual guide, and the karma of good deeds your prayer and chant. Let your rosary be that which is pleasing to his will. In this world, in the nether regions of the underworld and the Akashic ethers, the true Guru has shown me the Lord. He has showered me with his mercy. He is on board Lord God. He is and shall ever be. He himself is the pen, and he himself is the scribe. The speech of the great spiritual beings has a higher purpose. They are filled to overflowing with ambrosia nectar.
and they have absolutely no greed at all. 5 thieves: sexual desire, anger, greed, emotional attachment, and egotism. They plunder the nectar, but the self-willed Mahamukh does not realize it. O my mind, remember always the dear Lord. At the very last moment, He alone shall be your best friend. He shall always stand by you. As the moth falls into the lamp, as the thief steals without hesitation, as the elephant is trampled by its sexual urges, as the sinner is taught in his sins, as the gambler's addiction does not leave him, so is the mind of Nanak, attached to the Lord. As the deer loves the sound of the bell, and as the songbird longs for the rain, the Lord's humble servant lives in the society of the saints, lovingly meditating and vibrating upon the Lord of the universe. The addict is addicted to his drug, and the landlord is in love with his land. As the body is attached to its milk, so the saint is in love with God. Make your mind the farmer, good deeds the farm, modestly the water, and your body the field. Let the Lord's name be the seed, contentment the plow, and your humble dress the fence. The Guru has implanted spiritual wisdom within me as a bridle in my mouth. He is applying the whip of the Lord's. This perishable realm and world is made like a house of sand. In no time at all, it is destroyed, like the paper drenched with water. O man, grasp this truth firmly in your soul. The whole world is just like a dream. It will pass away in an instant. This world is entangled in its own pleasures. No one is for anyone else. In good times many come and sit together, surrounding you on all 4 sides. But when hard times come, they all leave, and no one comes near you. Desert is not satisfied by rain, and the fire is not quenched by desire. The king is not satisfied with his kingdom, and the oceans are full, but still they thirst for more. O Nanak, how many times must I seek and ask for the true name? The dark age of Kali Yuga is the vessel filled with the wine of sex. The mind is the drinker. Anger is the cup filled with emotional attachment. Egotism is the bartender. Drinking too much in the company of falsehood and greed, one is ruined. If my body were to become the paper, O beloved, and my mind the inkpot, if my tongue becomes the pen, O beloved, I would write and contemplate the glorious phrases of the true Lord. When the mind is conquered, its turbulent wanderings are stopped. Without conquering the mind, how can the Lord be found? Let good deeds be your distillery, and let truth be the molasses you ferment. Make the most excellent wine of truth. Make virtue your bread, good conduct the ghee, and modesty the dish of meat. As Gurumukh these are attained, O Nanak, consuming them, evil and corruption depart. Great men speak the teachings by relating them to individual situations, but the whole world shares in them. The body is the bottle, self-conceit is the wine, and desire is the company of drinking buddies. The glass of the mind's longing is filled with overflowing with falsehood. The messenger of death is the bartender. Drinking in this wine, O Nanak, one takes on countless vices and corruptions. So make spiritual wisdom your molasses, and the praise of God your bread. Let the fear of God be the dish of meat. O Nanak, this is the true food. Let the true name be your only support.
Thirsty fish. It makes me laugh to think that a fish in the water is thirsty for a drink. From forest to forest, he sadly roams in search of a jewel lying at home. It makes me laugh to think a musk deer is seeking the very fragrance which emanates from him. Without knowledge of the South, what use, O pilgrim, at Mantra or Kasi to go looking for him? O companion, that abode is unmatched. O companion, that abode is unmatched, where my complete beloved is. In that place there is no happiness or unhappiness, no truth or untruth, neither sin nor virtue. There is no day or night, no moon or sun. There is radiance without light. There is no knowledge or meditation, no repetition of mantra or austerities, neither speech coming from Vedas or books. Doing, not doing, holding, leaving. All these are lost too in this place. No home, no homeless, neither outside or inside. Micro and microcosm are 9 non-existents, 5 elemental constituents, and the trinity are both not there. Witnessing unstruck shabab sound is also not there. No root or flowers, neither branch or seed, without a tree fruits or adorning. Primordial Om sound. Breath synchronized Soham. This and that, all or absence, the breath too unknown. Where the beloved is, there is utterly nothing. Says Kabir, I have come to realize, whoever sees my indicate sign will accomplish the goal of liberation. Are you looking for me? Are you looking for me? I'm in the next seat. My shoulder is against yours. You will not find me in the stupas, nor in Indian shrine rooms, nor in synagogues, nor in cathedrals, not in masses, nor kirtans, nor in leg winding around your own neck, nor in eating nothing but vegetables. When you really look for me, you will see me instantly. You will find me in the tiniest house of time. Kabir says, "Student, tell me, what is God? He is the breath inside the breath." Illusion and reality. What is seen is not the truth. What is cannot be said. Trust comes not without seeing, nor understanding without words. The wise comprehends with knowledge. To the ignorant it is but a wonder. Some worship the formless God. Some worship his various forms. In what way he is beyond these attributes, only the knower knows. That music cannot be written. How then be the notes? Says Kabir, awareness alone will overcome illusion. Where do you search me? Where do you search me? I am with you, not in pilgrimage, nor in icons, neither in solitudes, not in temples, nor in mosque, neither in Kaaba, nor in Kailash. I am with you, O man. I am with you, not in prayers, not in meditation, neither in fasting, not in yoga exercises, neither in renunciation, neither in the vital force, nor in the body, not even in the ethereal space, neither in the womb of nature, not in the breath of the breath. Seek earnestly and discover, in but a moment of search, says Kabir. Listen with care. Where your faith is, I am there. Looking at the grinding stones. Looking at the grinding stones, Kabir laments, in the duel of thing and in the duel of wills, nothing stays intact. Searching for the wicked, met not a single one. When searching myself, I found the wicked one. Tomorrow's work due today, today's work anon. If the moment is lost, where will all the work be done? Speak such words, sans eagle bloy, body remains composed, giving the listener joy. Slowly, slowly, O mind, everything in its own pace happens. Garden may water 100 buckets, fruit only arise only in its season. Give so much, O God, so fuss to envelop my clan. I should not suffer cravings, nor the visitor goes unfed. In vain is the emergence, just like a date tree. No shadow for travelers. Fruit is hard to reach. Like seeds contains the oil, fire in flint stone. Your heart sits the divine. Realize if you can. Kabira in the marketplace wishes welfare of all, neither friendship nor enmity with anyone at all. Reading books, everyone died, none became any wise. One who reads the words of love only becomes wise. In anguish, everyone prays to him, in joy does none. To one who prays in happiness, how sorrow can come. I said to the wanting creature inside me. I said to the wanting creature inside me, what is this river you want to cross? There are no travelers on the river road, and no road. Do you see anyone moving about on that bank or resting? There is no river at all, and no boat. And no boatman. There's no tow rope either, and no one to pull it. There's no ground, no sky, no time, no bank, no ford. And there is no body, and no mind. Do you believe there is some place that will make the soul less thirsty? In the great absence you will find nothing. Be strong then, and enter into your own body. There you have a solid place for your feet. Think about it carefully. Don't go off somewhere else. Kabir says this, just throw away all thoughts of imaginary things, and stand firm in that which you are. The moon shines in my body. The moon shines in my body, but my blind eyes can't see it. The moon is within me, and so is the sun. The unstruck drum of eternity is sounded within me, but my deaf ears cannot hear it. So long as man clamors for the eye and the mind, his words are as naught. With all love of thee, I and the mind is dead. then the work of the Lord is done. For work has no other aim than getting of knowledge. When that comes, then work is put away. The flower blooms for the fruit. When the fruit comes, the flower withers. The musk is in the deer, but it seeks it not within itself. It wanders in quest of grass. Raindrop. I went looking for him and lost myself. The dropped merged with the sea. Who can find it now? Looking and looking for him, I lost myself. The sea merged with the drop. Who can find it now? Knowing nothing shuts the iron gate. Knowing nothing shuts the iron gates. The new love opens them. The sound of the gates opening wakes the beautiful woman asleep. Kabir says, "Fantastic. Don't let a chance like this go by." The Word. Find the Word. Understand the Word. Depend on the Word. The Word is heaven and space. The Word, the earth. The Word, the universe. The Word is in our ears. The Word is on our tongues. The Word, the idol. The Word is the holy book. The Word is harmony. The Word is music. The Word is magic. The Word, the Guru. The Word is the body. The Word is the spirit. The Word is being. The Word, not being. The Word is man. The Word is woman. The worshipped great. The Word is the seen and unseen. The Word is the existence and the non-existence. Know the Word, says Kabir. The Word is all-powerful. Within this earthen vessel, are bores and groves, and within it the Creator. Within this vessel are the 7 oceans and the unnumbered stars. The touchstone and the jewel appraiser are within, and within this vessel the eternal soundeth, and the spring wells up. Kabir says, "Listen to me, my friend. My beloved's Lord is within." Lamp burn in every house. Lamps burn in every house. O blind one, and you cannot see them. One day your eyes shall suddenly be opened, and you shall see, and the fetters of death will fall from you. There's nothing to say or to hear. There's nothing to do. It is he who is living, yet dead, who shall never die again. Because he lives in solitude, therefore the yogi says that his home is far away. Your Lord is near, yet you are climbing the palm tree to seek him. The Brahmin priest goes from house to house and initiates people into faith. Alas, the true fountain of life is beside you, and you have set up a stone to worship. Kabir says, I may never express how sweet my Lord is. Yoga and the telling of beings, virtue and vice versa, are not to him. O slave, liberate yourself. Where are you, and where is your home? Find it in your lifetime, man. If you fail to wake up now, you'll be helpless when the end comes. Says Kabir, listen, O wise one. The siege of death is hard to understand. The bride soul. When will that day dawn, mother, when the one I took birth for holds me to his heart with deathless love? I long for the bliss of divine union. I long to lose my mind, body, and soul, and become one with my husband. When will that day dawn, mother? Husband, fulfill now the longing I had since before the universe was made. Enter me completely and release me. In terrible lonely years without you, I yearn and yearn for you. I spend sleepless nights hunting for you, gazing into darkness after you, with unblinking, hopeless eyes. When will that day dawn, Mother? When will my Lord hold me to his heart? My empty bed, like a hungry tigress, devours me whenever I try to sleep. Listen to your slave's prayer. Come and put this blaze of agony that consumes my soul and body. When will he hold me to his heart? When will that day dawn, Mother? Kabir sings, if I ever meet you, my beloved, I'll cling to you so fiercely, you'll melt into me. I'll sing from inside you, song of union, world-dissolving songs of eternal bliss. The Lord is in me. The Lord is in me, and the Lord is in you. As life is hidden in every seed, so rebel your pride, my friend, and look for him within you. When I sit in the heart of his world, a million suns blaze with light. A burning blue sea spreads across the sky. Life's turmoil falls quiet. All the stains of suffering wash away. Listen to the unstruck bells and drums. Love is here. Plunge into its rapture. Rain pours down without water. Rivers are streams of light. How could I ever express how blessed I feel to reveal in such vast ecstasy in my own body? This is the music of soul and soul meeting. Oh, of the forgetting of all grief. This is the music that trends all coming and going. My swan, let us fly to that land. My swan, let us fly to that land where your beloved lives forever. That land has an up-ended well, whose mouth narrow as a thread. The married soul draws water from without a rope or pitcher. My swan, let us fly to that land where your beloved lives forever. Clouds never cluster there, yet it goes on and on raining. Don't keep squatting outside in the yard. Come in, get drenched without a body. My swan, let us fly to that land where your beloved lives forever. That land is always soaked in moonlight. Darkness can never come near it. It is flooded always with the dazzle of not one, but a million suns. My swan, let us fly to that land where your beloved lives forever. It is needless to ask of a saint. It is needless to ask of a saint the caste to which she belongs. For the priest, the warrior, the tradesman, and all the 36 castes are seeking for God. It is but folly to ask what the caste of a saint may be. The barber has sought God, the washwoman, and the carpenter. Even Ravidas was a seeker after God. The rishi, Sarvapcha, was a tanner by caste. Hindus and Muslims alike have achieved that end, where remains no mark of distinction. Lift the veil. Lift the veil that obscures the heart, and there you will find what you are looking for. Many hoped, but no one found Hari's heart. Where do the senses rest? Where do the Ram chanters go? Where do the bright ones go? Corpses, all gone to the same place, drunk on the juice of Ram's bliss. Kabir says, I've said, and I've said, I'm tired of saying. My body and my mind. My body and my mind. My body and my mind are in depression because you are not with me. How much I love you and want you in my house. When I hear people describe me as your bride, I look sideways ashamed because I know that far inside us we have never met. Then what is this love of mine? I really don't care about food. I really don't care about sleep. I am restless indoors and outdoors. The bride wants her lover as much as the thirsty man wants water. And how will I find someone who will take a message to the guests from me? How restless Kabir is all the time. How much he wants to see the guest. My body is flooded. My body is flooded with the flame of love. My soul lives in a furnace of bliss. Love's fragrance fills my mouth and fans through all things with each out-breath. O friend, hope for him while you're alive. O friend, hope for him whilst you're alive. O friend, hope for him whilst you're alive. Know whilst you live, understand whilst you live, for in life deliverance abides. If your bounds be not broken while living, what hopes the deliverance in death? It is but an empty dream that the soul shall have union with him, because he has passed from the body. If he is found now, he is found then. If not, we go, but go to dwell in the city of death. If you have union now, you should have it hereafter. Bathe in the truth. Know the true Guru. Have faith in the true name. Kabir says, it is the spirit of the quest which helps. I am the slave of the spirit of the guest. Oh, how may I ever express that secret word? Oh, how may I ever express that secret word? Oh, how may I express that secret word? Oh, how may I express that secret word? Oh, how can I say he is not like this and he is like that? If I say that he is within me, the universe is ashamed. If I say he is without me, it is falsehood. He makes the inner and the outer worlds to be invisible one. The conscious and the unconscious, both are his footstruck. He is neither manifest nor hidden. He is neither revealed nor unrevealed. There are no words to tell that which he is. O servant, where dost seek me? O servant, where dost thou seek me? O servant, where dost thou seek me? Lo, I am beside thee. I am neither in temple nor in mosque. I am neither in Kaaba nor in Kailash. Neither am I in rites and ceremonies, not in yoga and renunciation. If thou art a true seeker, thou shalt at once see me. Thou shalt meet me in a moment of time. Kabir says, O sadhu, God is the breath of all breaths. Tell me, brother, tell me, brother, how can I renounce Maya? When I gave up the tying of ribbons, still I tied my garment around me. When I gave up tying my garment, still I covered my body in its folds. So when I gave up passion, I see that anger remains. And when I renounce anger, greed is with me still. And when greed is vanquished, pride and vainglory remain. When the mind is detached and casts Maya away, still it clings to the letter. Kabir says, listen to me, dear sadhu. The true path is rarely found. O Sadhu, O Sadhu, this is the village of the dead. The saints have died, the God messengers died, the life-filled yogis die too, the kings die, the subjects die, the healers and the sick die too. The moon dies, the sun dies, the earth and sky die too. Even the caretakers of the 14 worlds die. Why hope for any of these? The 9 die, the 10 die, the 88 die easily too. The 33 core devatas die. It's a big game of time. The unnamed knob lives without any end. There's no other truth. Says Kabir, listen, O Sadhu, don't get lost and die. O Sadhu, this is the village of the dead. Pluckering your eyebrows. Pluckering your eyebrows, putting on mascara. But will that help you to see things anew? The one who sees is changed into the one who's seen, only if one is salt and the other water. But you, says Kabir, are a dead lump of quartz. The guest is inside you, and also inside me. The guest is inside you, and also inside me. You know the sprout is hidden inside the seed. We're all struggling. None of us has gone far. Let your arrogance go and look around inside. The blue sky opens out further and farther. The daily sense of failure goes away. The damage I have done to myself fades. A million suns comes forward with light. When I set firmly in that world, I hear bells ringing that no one has shaken. Inside love, there's more joy than we know of. Rain pours down, although the sky is clear of clouds. There are whole rivers of light. The universe is shot through in all parts by a single sort of love. How hard it is to feel that joy in all our four bodies. Those who hope to be responsible about it fail. The arrogance of reason has separated us from that love. With the word reason, you already feel miles away. How lucky Kabir is that surrounded by all this joy, he sings inside his own little boat. His poem amounts to one soul meeting another. These songs are all about forgetting, dying, and loss. They rise above both coming in and going out. The impossible pass. The pundits have taken a highway that takes them away, and they're gone. Kabir has climbed to the impossible pass of Ram and stayed. The light of the sun. The light of the sun, the moon, and the stars shines bright. The melody of love swells forth, and the rhythm of love's detachments beats the time. Day and night, the chorus of music fills the heavens, and Kabir says, "My beloved one gleams like the lightning flash in the sky." Do you know how the moments perform their adoration, waving its rows of lamps? The universe sings in worship day and night. There are the hidden banners and the secret canopy. There the sound of the unseen bells is heard. Kabir says, there adoration never ceases. There the Lord of the universe sits on his throne. The whole world does its works and commits its errors, but few are the lovers who knows the beloved. The devout seeker is he who mingles in his heart the double currents of love and detachment, like the mingling of the streams of Ganges and Jama. In his heart the sacred water flows day and night, and thus the round of birth and death is brought to an end. Behold, what wonderful rest is in the Supreme Spirit, and he enjoys it who makes himself meet for it. Pulled by the cords of love, the swing of the ocean of joy sways to and fro, and a mighty sound breaks forth in song. See what a lotus blooms there without water. And Kabir says, my heart's bees drinks its nectar. What a wonderful lotus it is that blossoms at the heart of the spinning wheel of the universe. Only a few pure souls knows of its true delight. Music is all around it, and there the heart partakes of the joy of the infinite sea. Kabir says, dive thou into the ocean of sweetness. Thus let all errors of life and of death flee away. Behold, how the thirst of the five senses is quenched there, and the three forms of misery are no more. Kabir says, it is the sport of the unattainable one. Look within, and behold how the moonbeams of that hidden one shine in you. There falls the rhythmic beat of life and death. Rapture wells forth, and all space is radiant with light. There the unstruck music is sounded. It is the music of the love of the three worlds. 3 millions of lamps of sun and of moon are burning. There the drum beats, and the lover swings in play. There love songs resound, and light rains in showers, and the worshipper is entranced in the taste of the heavenly nectar. Look upon life and death. There is no separation between them. The right hand and the left hand are one and the same. Kabir says, there the wise man is speechless, for the truth may never be found in Vedas or in books. I have lost my seat on the self-posed one. I have drunk of the cup of the ineffable. I have found the keys to the mystery. I have reached the root of union. Traveling by no track, I have come to the sorrowless land. Very easily has the mercy of the great Lord come upon me. They have sung of him as infinite and unattainable, but I, in my meditations, have seen him without sight. That is indeed the sorrowless land, and none know the path that leads there. Only he who's on that path has surely transformed all sorrow. Wonderful is that land of rest, to which no merit can win. It is the wise who have seen it. It is the wise who sung of it. This is the ultimate word. But can any express its marvelous Savior? Who has savored it once? He knows what joy it can give. Kabir says, knowing it, the ignorant man becomes wise, and the wise man becomes speechless and silent. The worshipper is utterly inebriated. His wisdom and his detachment are made perfect. He drinks from the cup of the inbreathing and the outbreathing of love. There the whole sky is filled with song, and there that music is made without fingers and without strings. There the game of pleasure and pain do not cease. Kabir says, if you merge your life in the ocean of life, you will find your life in the supreme land of bliss. What a frenzy of ecstasy there in every hour. And the worshipper is pressed out and drinking the essence of the hours. He lives in the life of Brahma. I speak truth, for I have accepted truth in life. I am now attached to truth. I have swept all tinsel away. Kabir says, this is the worshipper set free from fear. Thus have all errors of life and of death left him. There the sky is filled with music. There it rains nectar. There the heartstrings jingle, and there the drums beat. What a secret splendor is there in the mansion of the sky. There is no mention is made of the rising and the setting of the sun. In the ocean of manifestation, which is the light of love, day and night are felt to be one. Joy forever, no sorrow, no struggle. There have I seen joy filled to the brim, perfection of joy. no place for error is there. Kabir says, there have I witnessed the sport of one bliss. I have known in my body in the sport of the universe. I've escaped from the error of this world. The inward and the outward are become as one sky. The infinite and the finite are united. I am drunken with the sight of this all. This light of thine fulfills the universe, the lamp of love that burns on the salver of knowledge. Kabir says, there errors cannot enter, and the conflict of life and death is felt no more. The middle region of the sky. The middle region of the sky, where the spirit dwelleth, is radiant with the music of light. There, where the pure and white music blossoms, my Lord takes his delight in the wondrous effulgence of each hair of his body. The brightness of millions of suns and moons is lost. Oh, that shore, there is a city, where the rain of nectar pours and never ceases. Kabir says, come, O Narmadas, and see my great Lord, Durbar. The river and its waves are one. The river and its waves are one. Surf, where is the difference between the river and its waves? When the wave rises, it is the water, and when it falls, it's the same water again. Tell me, sir, where's the distinction, because it has been named as wave? Shall it no longer be considered as water? Within this supreme Brahma, the worlds are being told like beads. Look upon that rosary with the eyes of wisdom. The self forgets itself. The self forgets itself as the frantic dog in a glass temple marks himself to death. As a lion seeing a form in the well leaps on the image. As a runting elephant sticks his tusk in a crystal boulder. The monkey has his fistful of sweets and won't let go. So from house to house he gibbers, Kabir says, "Parrot on a pole, who has caught you?" To be a slave of intensity. Friend, hope for the guest while you are alive. Jump into experience while you are alive. Think and think while you are alive. What you call salvation belongs to the time before death. If you don't break your ropes while you're alive, do you think ghosts will do it after? The idea that the soul will join with the ecstasy just because the body is rotten, that is all fantasy. What is found now is found now. If you find nothing now, you will simply end up with an apartment in the city of death. If you make love with the divine now, in the next life you will have the face of satisfied desire. So plunge into the truth, find out who the teacher is, believe in the great sound. Kabir says this, when the guest is being searched for, it is the intensity of the longing for the guest that does all the work. Look at me, and you will see a slave of that intensity. To what shore would you cross? To what shore would you cross, O my heart? There's no traveler before you. There's no road. Where's the movement? Where's the rest on that shore? There's no water, no boat. No boatman is there. There's not so much as a rope to tow the boat, nor a man to draw it. No earth, no sky, no tide, no thing is there. No shore, no ford. There's neither body nor mind. And where is that place that shall still the thirst of the soul? You should find not in that emptiness. Be strong, then enter into your own body, for there your foothold is firm. Consider it well, O my heart. Go not elsewhere. Kabir says, put all imaginations away, and stand fast in that which you are. What kind of God would he be? What kind of God would he be if he did not hear the bangles ring on an ant's wrist as they move the earth in their sweet dance? And what kind of God would he be if a leaf's prayer was not as precious to creation as the prayer his own Son sang from the glorious depth of his soul for us. And what kind of God would he be if the vote of millions in this world could sway him to change the divine law of love that speaks so clearly with compassion, elegant tongue, saying, eternally saying, all are forgiven. Move over, dears. No one has ever been guilty. What kind of God would he be if he did not count the blinks of your eyes and in absolute awe of their movements? What a God! What a God we have! When he himself reveals himself. When he himself reveals himself, Brahma brings into manifestation that which can never be seen. As the seed is in the plant, and the shade is in the tree, as the void is in the sky, as infinite forms are in the void, so from beyond the infinite comes, and from the infinite, the finite extends. The creature is in Brahma, and Brahma is in the creature. They are ever distinct, yet ever united. He himself is the tree, the seed, and the germ. He himself is the flower, the fruit, and the shade. He himself is the sun, the light, and the lighted. He himself is Brahma, creature, and Maya. He himself is the manifold form, the infinite space. He is the breath, the word, and the meaning. He himself is the limit and the limitless, and beyond both the limited and the limitless is he, the pure being. He is the inanimate mind in Brahma and in the creature. The Supreme Soul is seen within the soul. The point is seen within the Supreme Soul. And within the point, the reflection is seen again. Kabir is blessed because he has this supreme vision. When the day come. When the day came, the day I had lived and died for, the day that is not on any calendar, clouds heavy with love showered me with wild abundance. Inside me, my soul was drenched. Around me, even the desert grew green. Where spring, the lord of the seasons? Where spring, the lords of the seasons reign? There the unstruck music sound of itself. There the streams of light flow in all directions. Few are the men who can cross to that shore. There where millions of Krishnas stand with hands folded, where millions of Vishnus bow their heads, where millions of Brahmas are reading the Vedas, where millions of Shivas are lost in contemplation, where millions of Indras dwell in the sky, where the demigods and the munis are unnumbered, where millions of Saraswatis, goddess of music, play on the veena. There is my Lord, self-revealed, and the scent of sandal and flowers dwells in those deeps